A very good evening and welcome to this week's last edition of Primetime News. I'm Joy Gorses. Before we commence with tonight's news stories, we kindly ask that if it's your first time joining us, please subscribe, hit the like button, and be sure to click the notifications bell to stay abreast with the latest happenings locally and globally. Leading the bulletin tonight, Head of State Dr. Hage Geingob on Thursday noted that Namibia has made significant progress in putting up efforts to raise awareness on the importance of sustainable development of the blue economy. He further pointed out that the country is in the last stage of developing a sustainable blue economy policy.
In a statement, Geingob said the objective of the policy are to effectively protect, maintain and restore the diversity, productivity, resilience and intrinsic value of Namibia's marine and aquatic ecosystem. The head of state said that as a country with a coastline that stretches over 1,572 kilometers and one that depends heavily on the blue economy and marine resources, Namibia has an obligation to act and protect the ocean and ensure sustainability for current and future generations. Geingob is set to participate in the first edition of the One Ocean Summit taking place from February 9th to 11th in Brest in the northwest of France.
Moving on to the Zambezi region, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, says the region's potential has not yet been fully exploited. Marco Nglovo compiled this report.
Speaking during the official opening of the 14th Theo Ben Gurirap lecture series under the theme Katima Mulilo, a gateway to SADC, unlocking the economic potential of Zambezi region, Nandi-Ndaitwah said the region has a lot of potential and has a lot to offer towards the development of Namibia. She said Katima Mulilo is a gateway to SADC and therefore plays a catalyst role in the facilitation of trade between Namibia and her neighbors due to its strategic location. The Deputy Prime Minister added that the theme for the lecture series was deliberately chosen to adequately interrogate the potential of the Zambezi region so as to strategically position Namibia to take advantage of the opportunities presented by the Free Trade Area Agreement in terms of job creation for the youth and the enhancement of economic prospects of the country. Nandi-Ndaitwah added agriculture, tourism, the blue economy, access to markets, transport, energy and finance sectors are potential drivers of sustainable economic growth in Zambezi. Reporting for Nampa News, I am Sawi Hausiku.
The Government Institutions Pension Fund, GIPF, has over the years invested more than 500 million Namibian dollars in unlisted investments in the Erongo region. Etosha Fishing is one of the fund's 16 unlisted investments in the region, which allows the fund to benefit directly. Our coastal-based journalist Isabel Bento compiled this report.
The chairperson of GIPF's Board of Trustees, Nilian Muleni, revealed this information to the media during a familiarization visit by the fund's Board of Trustees to all of its investment projects in Walfish Bay in the Erongo region on Thursday. She, however, noted that although there is a direct benefit through unlisted investments, they are also naturally risky investments because they are not listed on any stock markets, so they do not have a track record of performance that one can use to assess their performance.
The reason why we select a few impact projects to invest in is because we want to invest in what is called the real economy. There's a direct benefit by all sectors of the economy through employment, and of course there's a lot of research that takes place to domesticate some of the services that we offer as a country.
GIPF's Chief Executive Officer David Nyoma at the same event noted that although Etosha Fishing in particular has not been an easy investment for the fund since the moratorium on pilchard fishing in the country, the company has also ventured into canning other types of fish such as horse mackerel.
From time to time, I don't have the figure with us. It has been able to pay dividends, but as I say, they had to re-engineer themselves, and as was said, to diversify.
Reporting for Nampa News, Isabel Bento, Walfish Bay.
In a positive development for the Namibian export sector, wind salt manufacturer is becoming one of the biggest exporters of mineral salt licks for livestock and equine across the world. Once more, Isabel Bento compiled the story.
The mineral leaks company in which the GIPF has invested is Southern Africa's first ever animal salt, nutritional and medicine leaks manufacturer based in Walfish Bay. Winsalt Chief Executive Officer Craig Dazel, during a familiarization visit by GIPF's Board of Trustees to all its investments in Walfish Bay on Thursday, said the company was established just a few months before COVID-19 broke out.
So it wasn't a very good time for us, but we've pulled through. And to this, I can actually say today, we've actually have more export customers than we have local customers, which is a good thing for Namibia.
Dazel emphasized that most of the products are world firsts and have never been produced before. The company is also embarking on the development of another 5 more products specifically focused on the Angolan market.
Our biggest market obviously is the South African market, and there things are looking very, very positive.
The company has so far exported to Australia, Spain, Portugal, Uganda, Angola, and Zambia, and is currently busy exporting a specially made product to South Korea, the furthest country, and is expecting to export about 7 containers every 2 months. Dazel said that although the company does not have major transport logistical challenges when exporting outside Africa, they are faced with challenges when sending containers to other African countries. Reporting for Nampa News, Isabel Bento, Walfish Bay.
In the business and economic segment this evening, former Bank of Namibia Governor and current Minister of Mines and Energy, Tom Alwendo, has expressed optimism over Namibia's ability to emerge from the current economic doldrums, provided that everyone pulls their weight.
Alwendo said there is no time to complain and point fingers at those who purportedly mismanage the economy, as the country now needs a collective approach to achieve its development endeavors, including the National Development Plans and Vision 2030. Alwendo, who is the former head of the National Planning Commission, NPC, said this in response to questions during a breakfast session held with journalists on Thursday. Alwendo, however, did not want to be dragged into a conversation around the handling of affairs at his 2 former employers, Bank of Namibia and the National Planning Commission, particularly around the handling of the economy and the country's national development plans that run concurrently with President Hage Geingoob's Harambee Prosperity Plans 1 and 2. Alwendo said when asked if Vision 2030 is attainable, that if government really do the things that they've put themselves out to do, whether it is with the 5th National Development Plan or the Harambee Prosperity Plan 2 as it is, they really do these things well, they should be able to recover the economy. At the heart of Alwendo's optimism is sheer collective hard work and focus.
Mobile telecommunications giant MTC on Thursday launched their annual Knockout project for the year 2022 under the theme We Race Together at the Independence Stadium.
The event will see various public figures take part in a 4x100 meter relay race at the Independence Stadium on 16 April 2022. Speaking at the launch, MTC Chief Human Capital and Corporate Affairs Officer Time Kanjo said the objectives of the CS Knockout project are to appreciate the great work of Athletics Namibia for carrying the country through tough times by creating hope when there was only despair.
Secondly, and most importantly, by highlighting the importance and principles of working together for a common purpose irrespective of our differences, whatever they may be. Appreciating each other's efforts, irrespective of the size of the impact, and recognizing that we are all different, but that such differences make us unique.
Akanjo added that MTC is happy to introduce yet another exciting and innovative project which will bring together over 140 personalities from across Namibia and from all walks of life to race together. He said the personalities will be teamed together strategically to make a relay team of 4 persons and will receive 2 months of professional training from Namibian athletics coaches. Akanjo called on the business community to join the initiative via a participation fee of $30,000 per person, with all the profits said to be given to a charitable cause, which will be determined by all participants. The first edition of the Knockout Project focused on curbing gender-based violence, while the second edition focused on homelessness.
That's all the top news we had for you this evening. Stay tuned for the economics roundup, followed by the weather forecast.
A very good evening and welcome to this week's last edition of Sport Planet. I'm Salima Shimwefeleni Masipa. Football headlines the segment. The Brave Warriors have moved up 2 positions on the latest International Federation of Association Football FIFA World Rankings released on Tuesday. This means Namibia is now ranked 110th in the world and 25th in Africa, but still remains 4th in the Council of Southern African Football Associations, COSAFA rankings. Marco Ndlovu compiled this insert.
The previous ranking was released on 23 December 2021, where Namibia was 112th in the world, 26th in Africa, and 5th on the COSAFA rankings. Senegal continued to lead the African rankings, followed by Morocco. Nigeria moved from 5th in December to 3rd, with Egypt also moving from 6th to 4th, displacing Algeria, who moved to 7th, while Tunisia drops from 4th to 5th. The Brave Warriors last played a competitive match on 15 November 2021, where they lost 1-0 to Togo at Orlando Stadium in South Africa.
Moving on to Spanish football, Real Madrid travelled to Villarreal on Saturday in what looks as if it could be one of their toughest league games between now and the end of the season. Carlo Ancelotti's men go into the 24th round of matches with a 6-point lead over second-place Sevilla, although that lead would be down to 3 points if Sevilla win at home to Elche on Friday night.
Despite their comfortable position in the table, Ancelotti has a few things to think about after a series of below-par performances saw his side held at home to Elche, before being knocked out of the Copa del Rey away to Athletic Bilbao, and then sneaking past Granada 1-0 thanks to a brilliant Marco Asensio goal. The key factor in those games is the hamstring problem suffered by striker Karim Benzema, who limped off against Elche and has missed his side's last 2 matches. The performances in those games have only served to highlight just how important Real Madrid's top striker is to the side, not just for his goals, but also because his intelligent link-up play and movement off the ball holds the Madrid attack together. With a vital Champions League visit to play against PSG next week, Ancelotti has to decide whether to risk the Frenchman against Villarreal, and if he decides not to take the risk, he then has to consider who will be his replacement.
Your sports roundup is up next. And with that, we've come to the end of this week's edition of Primetime News. Thank you for joining us. A reminder that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, share, and click on the notifications bell to stay up to date with the latest happenings locally and globally. Do feel free to add your comments as well in the comment section. Do catch us Monday next week for another edition of Primetime News. From myself, Selima Shimwefeleni Masipa, and the entire production crew, it's good night.